My friends, this is Dr. B, the best doctor in medicine and the most caring doctor in medicine. After more than 30 years at high level in medicine, Dr. B wants to remind all of you to please never forget that Dr. B genuinely loves you and Dr. B genuinely cares about you. And I swear to God, I say this from the bottom of my heart. Today, Dr. B wants to tell you about why we need God in medicine. I am doing this video, recording this video to respond to one of my viewers who posted a comment to one of my previous videos in which I was saying that God permeates all aspects of medicine. And that gentleman responded that we need to practice medicine not with God, but with science. I 100% agree with that statement. Right now, November 2025, medicine is a science. Medicine is not witchcraft. Medicine is not religion. The obligation of a medical doctor like Dr. B, a real medical doctor, graduated from medical school more than 30 years ago, have been in medicine for more than 30 years, medicine and surgery, it is to practice. My duty is to practice medicine with the science, the medical science, not witchcraft, right? Scientific medicine, science-based medicine, right? Obviously. However, when it comes to end-of-life medical care, end-of-life medicine, that is when we need God in medicine. When the life of patients is not in danger, it doesn't matter whether the patient is religious or not, whether the patient believes in God or not, right? When it comes to end of life, when the patient is close to death, that is when 90%, I would say even higher, 99% of patients who were atheist and not convinced about the existence of God start to ask the question of what is going to happen after me, after I die tomorrow, or in a week, or in 2 months, or in 3 months. They suddenly turn back and they start to wonder whether or not there is a God. Now, not all atheists are the same. Remember the most famous astrophysicist, Stephen Hawking, who was extremely disabled, right, because he had ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. A few weeks before his passing, a reporter asked him, right, he was writing and speaking with a computer. He was completely disabled, right? He was speaking via synthetic voice of a computer. He said very famously, I still do not believe in God. I know there is no God, and I am not scared of darkness. He was saying that his life is the only life there is, and that after we die there is nothing, the same way before we were conceived there was nothing, right? Dr. B, before I was conceived there was nothing. I wasn't anywhere, right? And so Stephen Hawking and all atheists claim and say that after you die, it becomes the same. All the molecules of your body go back to the universe where they came from, and that's it, which I respect 100%. Everybody's opinion is different. But I have noticed in my long career, more than 30 years in medicine and surgery, that when patients who are atheists, who do not believe in God, come extremely close to the time when they're going to die, 99% of them start to ask questions about God. Is there really nothing after I die, doctor, or is there going to be something? That is when we need religion. That is when we need God in medicine, because at that time, the doctor, the science of medicine, it has no power, right? The patient has tried everything. The patient's going to die of cancer, of heart attack, of a stroke, or anything, right? While waiting for a transplant, having pneumonia and bacterial infections, the guy is getting close to death. And the patient and the doctor, the science of medicine has absolutely no more power to save the life of that person. The science is powerless. And that's when the patient realizes that the doctor has become powerless, that the medical team cannot do anything else for him or her, and he's just going into a long-term care or short-term care or nursing care, palliative care that they call that, right? In oncology, the patient is just waiting to die. The patient is going down the drain, and that's when the patient, 99% of people who don't believe in God, turn and ask the question either to the doctor or family members or to me during my career, or to the priest or to the mufti or to the imam or to the rabbi, whatever their religion is, right? Their birth religion is, even though they are atheist or their life, is there going to be something after I die? Why is it that God doesn't save me? So the questions about God and the universe and life, potential life after death, come out, right? So remember that as long as people are healthy, nobody cares about God. Because people are healthy, there is no need for God in medicine as long as people's life is not in danger. Whether they are healthy and they come to see the doctor for a routine checkup, or they have a disease that is not life-threatening and they come to see the doctor, right? In that case, obviously, nobody talks about God. I never, ever, it's my duty and obligation to practice medicine with absolutely no political affiliation and no religious affiliation, obviously, right? The doctor has to be neutral, politically and religiously, right? And treat every human the same, every human being the same, regardless of their political affiliation, gender, sexual orientation. But then it is the patient who asks the question to the doctor or their imam once they get very close to death. So that's why we need, in response to that gentleman regarding my video where I was saying that God permeates all aspects of medicine, I meant at the end of life. At the end of life. Before that, of course, religion has to stay out of medicine. There is no place for religion in medicine, but except when the patient gets close to death. And that's why we have chapels, we have rooms, prayer rooms, they call that prayer rooms for Muslims, Christians, and Buddhists, and Jews, and different denominations of Christianity in most big hospitals. In El Camino Hospital, very close to our beautiful cardiovascular clinic, 5 minutes from my beautiful apartment here in this expensive but beautiful city of Mountain View, California, we do have a prayer room for people who want to pray in that room, usually people who have life-threatening issues. So don't forget the attributes of God that I was talking about, God in medicine. Obviously, God has no place in medicine. The same way politics has no place in medicine, God has no place in medicine except for patients who get close to death. God in medicine. These are the attributes of God. I posted a video about this. God is almighty. God is transcendent. God is omnipresent, omniscient, omnibenevolent, omnipotent, and of course immanent. These 7 attributes are the attributes of God. I repeat, God has no place in medicine, the same way politics, right, has no place in medicine, right, but except for the end of life, for patients who come very, very close. At that time, me personally, I always love when a patient at end of life, it has happened many times in my 30 plus year career, that comes, talks to me and raises that question of God and religion and afterlife. I love it. I love you guys. Dr. B graduated from medical school more than 30 years ago. I promised when I took my Hippocratic oath to always treat every human being the same, regardless of your political affiliation, gender, sexual orientation, religion, whether you're religious, atheist, I don't give a catso, whether you are asexual, bisexual, pansexual, heterosexual, bisexual, gay, lesbian, I don't give a catso. I love you, and I promised I will always put your benefit above mine. Help me, guys, to grow this channel so that I can reach more people with my knowledge, with my skills, with my science. I'm not here for the money, the fame, the glory. I make a ton of money at our beautiful cardiovascular clinic, not far away, 5 minutes from this beautiful apartment. And I'm the king of my patients. They put a crown on my head. I have 99.9% satisfaction. They love me like their own family members. And I'm never going to retire from medicine. I'm going to keep doing medicine until I'm dead at the age of 100, healthy, in my bed, in my sleep. Right? And I've been in medicine for more than 30 years. So how much money do I need? In addition, I have no wife, no ex-wife, no kids, no cats, no dogs. And as of 4 years ago, I kicked out all my troublemaking ex-girlfriends from my life, kicked them out. They used to cost me thousands of dollars every month to maintain. So I don't need any money, guys, for being here. I am here. I am here for you. I am here to be a counterweight to all these quacks, to these medical charlatans that piss me off. This is my mission, the reason why I'm here. I want to pass on my knowledge, the true medical science, to you in a simple, easy to understand fashion before I die, God willing, at the age of 100, in my sleep, in my bed. Put your comments, your question, any catch you want to ask down there. I promise I will get back to you. May God bless you and keep you to stay always healthy and successful, and hopefully healthy with the help of Dr. B. Kopkun Mak, Kopkun Nakrap, Sawadee Krap, and I hope to talk to you in the next video. May God bless you all. Bye-bye.